Good morning, it's Pat Coulter again here from Budleigh Salterton Croquet Club at the GC British Open. We're about to see the first game on Lawn 7 today, which is Lionel Tyrrell against Ian Budleigh. I'm delighted to be joined by Chris Clark. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks, Pat. So this is one of the key matches this morning. We're playing the last round of the block stage, and Lionel and Ian, they're in quite a good position, both of them. So the winner of this match is going to qualify for the knockout, and the loser will play a playoff to see if they can get in for the final place. The loser of this will play the winner of Sam Cuthbert and Dom Arvold.
Oh, great.
Unless we get the upset and Louise Smith beats Jamie Birch, in which case I think Jamie gets dragged back into the playoff as well. So the good thing for these players' points of view is that the winner definitely gets in the knockout and probably goes in at number 3.
Oh, excellent. So it's going to be quite tense and challenging throughout the day, so I'm glad to have you here, Chris. But it's also, I'm going to tell people, make sure you keep a track on croquet scores. We'll bring it to you, but we can't cover everything.
That's right. So after this last round of block play, we'll have the playoffs, and we'll try and make sure we get playoffs on Lawn 7, so there'll be something to watch, because there tends to be a little bit of a hiatus between the end of the block play and the start of the knockout.
Absolutely.
So we'll try and get some of those tense playoff games covered.
And do you expect we've got an outstanding game, haven't we, on Callum Johnson against Reg Bamford, which is the 1-1 in their earlier block. Do you expect they will have to play that?
Absolutely. That's going to have to be played to find out who's going to come first, second, third. Still highly relevant. Yeah,
because that's what the blocks are now showing us. If you look on croquet scores, you can see how finely balanced it is.
It is.
And it's about placements, isn't it, then, and who gets in and who doesn't, and the seeding.
That's right? Exactly right. So if you win your block, you get to play someone who's come fourth in their block. So it's a big advantage to win your block, and they'll all be striving to do that. Okay. And then the draw is going to be based on a combination of where you've come in your block and your grade.
Yeah. I've been very cruel to Chris here. I'm sitting in the shady side of the commentary booth, that he's in the spotlight. Very much so, aren't you? Well, and what we're reluctant to do is pull the curtains over so that we're 100% dependent on the screen, which is good, but we want to bring you as much depth of what's happening as we can.
Yeah, the sun will get higher in about 15 minutes and it will be okay. And these two players actually have got very similar playing styles. So they're both positional. They both like cunning ball movements, hitting balls on the right side and getting in-offs and double clearances. And neither of them tends to play with a lot of power. I played doubles with Ian this tournament, and he was completely out of form. But on the morning of the singles, he got Ralph to fix his tennis elbow, which had been affecting him. So he'd been really in pain and not be able to do anything virtually in the doubles. And then Ralph sorted his tennis elbow out, and he immediately found his normal game again. Okay, so he's very happy now that he's playing to a good level. He beat Jamie Birch yesterday. And he'll be thinking this is a good chance. Lionel played really well yesterday afternoon to beat Sam Cuthbert. So he's also in pretty reasonable form now. And it should be quite competitive, this match. And you'll find balls probably a little bit closer to hoops than when, I think yesterday afternoon you were able to watch Inigo Castillo.
Yeah, and that was big distance, wasn't it? And well, he was the far boundary.
Absolutely fascinating player to watch. He reminded me of Blake Fields about 4 or 5 years ago. Really good ball striker, powerful hitter, hits a lot of very, very good shots. But his positional play wasn't quite as good, and he was taking too many aggressive lines of play. You can't take aggressive lines of play constantly. You need to play a little bit more positionally, try and win your way through a hoop gradually. He's a good ball striker, and he just needs to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, so it was interesting when he was playing Stuart Smith yesterday, wasn't it? Because Stuart's a big hitter as well, isn't he? Or can be.
Probably not really. I always have Stuart.
He is compared to me, put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, well, certainly Stu's someone who it'd be good to see a little bit more power from.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm looking for people with really quite high levels of power, and Inigo ticks all my boxes. I loved his technique.
Yeah.
For a Solomon grip, one of the flattest Solomon grip swings I've seen.
Nice.
I think he's got a lot of talent, and he just needs to take better lines of play, be a little bit more patient.
Okay. And do you think his mallet handle is a factor in here?
Loved it, yeah. So the mallet handle pointing forwards instead of backwards, that sort of, we mentioned the kink yesterday, didn't we?
We did.
And I think that is one of the reasons that helps him create a very flat swing.
Okay.
So one of the things we do when we're coaching is we say the Irish grip has the flattest swing.
Yes.
The standard has the sort of middle ground, and the Solomon tends to be very much a U shape.
Yes.
And if you watch Sam Cuthbert play, he's very much a U shape, so he has to time the ball absolutely perfectly.
Okay.
And I think that's what leads to a few of his inconsistencies.
Okay. And he reverses the handle every now and then. Have they disappeared into the corner?
They're about to start, so we'll try and work out who's going to be playing first.
Right. I
and
think
then we'll get
Adrian's having a look, so we'll bring you a little Google scorecard on it. We've got a camera angle that will tell us. Ian's just walking back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ian Burridge is just walking back.
Yeah, Lionel's in the
So
corner.
I've got the block up on. This is the C block. So that's the respective positions.
Yeah, so Jenny's in really good position. If
That's
she beats,
Jenny Clark, everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone should know.
if
Right, they're
she
ready
beats
to go.
Richard,
Sorry,
then
I'm
she'll
just
win the
cutting
block.
across. Right. So it looks. Oh well, we thought they were just about to start. They're doing a double check. So we'll be having 3 cameras covering this lawn, so we should be able to give you a good view. So we're just checking that we know what colours they're starting with. And Adrian, our director, has got the traditional cup of tea in his hand while he's doing that. That's very, well, on a hot day, fluid's important. It must be tricky for the players.
Very much so. Always encouraging players to have 1, possibly 2 water bottles when they're playing GC. One on one boundary and the other one on the opposite boundary, so they can always go and get extra fluids during the match.
And it's noticeable the bar has got a whole set of lost water bottles on it.
Yeah, lots of players bringing them. Yeah.
They've moved on to beer in the evening, I suspect.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're nearly ready to go. That's one of our camera operators down there beside them. Just checking. That looks like they're sorting out the pegs.
It does.
Yeah, pegs are good. It helps us visualise. We've got a monocular if we need it, if we get stuck.
So it looks like Lionel's won the toss. So he'll be black and blue. And both these players quite good positionally. Got to get the pace of the lawn well to start with. Lionel's got that nicely in front of hoop 1. Certainly jawsable. I think you can run it from there. It's probably only 30 degrees. Ian does something which I do, which play inside.
Yeah.
Lots of people will play deep there.
Okay.
And you'll see this is one of the reasons the balls are going to end up closer to hoops than normal.
Okay.
Because Ian will play tight inside a lot.
And level with the hoop?
Probably trying to get a block between blue and the hoop.
Oh, right, okay.
Trying to force blue to clear, so he ends up getting a 10-yard clearance instead of a 20-yard clearance.
Okay.
And again, Lionel hasn't really done particularly well with the black there.
No.
That's just as difficult as the blue.
Would you have had that closer in, or sort of
I'd have been trying
straight onto the hoop?
I'd have probably played at blue with 2 yards of pace.
Right.
Hitting blue 2 feet or just going 2 yards past blue
And is
looks
that
okay.
yellow short now?
That's poor yellow. Yeah, poor yellow. So he's going to try and run this. He won't hit it hard.
No.
That's Lionel's normal pace of hitting.
Yeah, he strokes it, doesn't he?
He strokes it. And I think we'll see Ian clear the blue here. The big question here is where should he be trying to get the red?
Exactly. Stopping it?
And I want to squeeze it out to the right, so it's sort of behind black area. Well, that's even better. He's got a little bit of follow through. He was just trying to get one ball more and block black. I think Lionel will clear the red here. and then we'll probably see yellow clear black.
Yeah. So there's just a game of patience then.
This will be very much more tactical than the big hitters game, which tends to be position, often a little bit deeper.
Yes.
To guarantee they can run and then smash.
Does this mean that the position needs to be more precise?
Yeah, absolutely. These guys aren't just going to try and get somewhere where they can run the hoop. They're normally trying to get a block in every time.
And they'll also be thinking about one or two hoops, obviously not at the moment, but but they're thinking about the best to get to the next hoop, to get to the next hoop.
Yeah, I don't like that yellow. I'd much rather clear the black. The black's a very powerful ball. Yeah. It can go just in front of the hoop. That's a really poor blue. Or it could have snuggled yellow had blue taken good position. Okay. With blue now in a bad place, yellow and red are both okay, and I think Lionel may take the double clearance on here. Yes. He's very good at this. We saw him yesterday.
We talked about it yesterday. He just did it so quickly as well, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he's very good double clearance.
But that was the right shot for Ian.
Ian, yeah, the red was good.
Well, that's a bonus. That wasn't what you were expecting.
He's managed to get a snuggle and a clearance.
We take that, wouldn't we?
So Ian really needs to move the black here. It's
rather
not
than
easy.
move the blue.
Yeah, if you move the blue comes straight back in.
Yes.
So you always want to clear the ball that's played before you. Looks like they're far enough away that he can just play a little angly one. He hasn't held yellow in position because he had to play at the angle to avoid the double tap. So we're going to end up with lots of these positions with balls near hoops.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if I can help you with the sun a bit.
So one of the theories when you get to this stage, we're just looking at blue. Blue's tried to block red's hoop, and I'm not sure it's quite managed to do it. We'll see this very wibbly shot from Ian. That's just sort of quite slow paced, and he's tried to move the blue gently.
He did, didn't he?
Now Lionel will go to his sort of almost maximum power shot here, which isn't
a lot. You said to me yesterday about that, didn't you?
He might get yellow off the lawn if it goes well.
Okay.
So that's gone level with hoop 4.
Yeah.
So most of the top players would have easily cleared that off the lawn. And black hasn't stopped to block blue. So Ian will get a chance to hit back here. And he's gone with his hard shot.
And that was good. He still crouches down with it though. He has no difference in terms of crouch.
No. And during the doubles I was encouraging him to play more of those firm shots.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's the shot you need to play in that instance.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
He was playing a lot of very wibbly ones, and sometimes he'd hit them quarter ball and they'd only move 2 feet. So good clearance, it'll get him back into the hoop.
Great.
So you're a member here, Pat?
I'm a member here, I've been playing 3 years.
And which is your preferred lawn?
Right, well there are a couple. I've started to like 8 because we have quadways on it.
You do,
and I've been playing tournaments, so that would be a logical route. Lawn 10 tucked away in the corner is quite nice, which you can just see it on the diagonal going off left screen. That's quite a nice lawn.
I like 10 because it's got really good grass quality, and it's hilly.
Yeah.
And they're all predictable hills, and once you've got the hang of it, it's really quite good.
Okay.
But my number 1 lawn here is lawn 6.
Okay.
That's sort of quite firm ground and a little bit quicker.
Viewers, I'm going to resist the temptation of saying, Ian, would you like a go? Oh, I just didn't resist. If we get a chance, we could have a knock around, maybe.
Right.
Not Chris, rather, so I'm going mad.
So that's almost perfect. You want to take position on the opposite side to your opponent's balls. Lionel's going to take this as a free go. And he's again.
And he hit the other side of the hoop last time when he was running it earlier. He hit
both sides missed. Both of them missed on the left though.
All right.
So Ian's tried to dribble in and get the block, and I think it's perfect. That looked perfect to me. So that's probably going to force Lionel to take the hoop on, unless he's jumping. He's jumping over red to try and hit yellow here.
It's nice to see a range of techniques.
No, he's double clearing. He's changed his mind again. The hand's gone back up the mallet. might be
And gentle,
perfect.
which is
He's
what you were
got-
saying. He's
he's-
got a lovely, gentle touch, hasn't he?
And he's got the block. It's just an unbelievably strong shot, that. Ian's probably going to have to go back through the jaws. And blue's really quite close to the blocking line, red on black. So that's gone from strong advantage to Ian to strong advantage to Lionel.
It's going to be a game of attrition. That's what we expected, isn't it?
Yep, there are going to be lots of these multi-ball movement shots.
Yeah.
That's a nice shot from Lionel. The only negative is it does give a double clearance away if Ian plays a good central clearance on blue. And he will go hard this time. This won't be one of his wibbly ones. This will be a hard shot.
Right. Try to take both out.
No. And his standard misses by 2 or 3 balls on the right.
Yeah.
That's where he's missing most of the shots.
Unplanned standard miss, you're in.
Unplanned, yes.
I mean, if you could plan a standard, have a standard miss and miss every time, you can improve quite quickly, I
Yeah.
would imagine, if it's consistent. So has he got a sort of a lean or a sort of twitch on one hand or something? Just
Ian's got so many movements in his swing, it's impossible to actually quantify how many there are.
And that was a nice clearance, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good. He could have chosen to jump there. Instead, he's opted to clear to wide position.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's got 2 balls there.
2 balls there. Ian, I think, is just wide, so we'll play back in. He has got a firm shot if he wants, which is shooting at black and hoping to get a good result. Either black moving blue or yellow moving blue.
That was
Looked like he had the
very close.
edge of blue, maybe.
It did, didn't it? It whistled through. But he had the power that you're recommending.
Yeah, no, he's got power. It frustrates me when he goes to his wibbly game. And you can't talk him out of it either. So can he not just run this, but get it up past the peg?
And this is all about follow through, isn't it? And backswing.
Yeah, that's better. Lionel tends to be a bit stabby.
Yeah. Because I've been with him on his development program, and he says, get that backswing.
Absolutely.
Get the backswing and have a follow through if you want to get the distance to get down.
Very good coaching. Backswing really important. See so many people with a short backswing, and the only way they can generate power is to sort of force the downswing and use their muscles. And
that puts a twitch in, presumably.
Yeah, the key is to have a big backswing, and the thing that starts the downswing is gravity.
Yeah.
And if you're using your muscles to start the downswing, then it's not definitely going to go in the right direction.
Absolutely.
If gravity starts it, at least it's going to start off going in the right direction.
Yeah. Aiming also helps, I think.
Yeah.
But you can see it, and
again,
the difference. That's all. They're looking quite good, aren't they? In terms, no, that isn't looking.
So these 2 shots by Ian, people go they're really bad because they're not in front, but Ian will be trying to get between black and the hoop.
Oh right.
So he's given himself a much smaller margin.
Okay. But he didn't. He didn't really want both balls behind that.
But
one
he's
maybe.
He's completely happy with them reaching the hoop.
Yeah.
If they sort of finish level with the hoop, that's not a bad place at all for him. So
would you expect Lionel to have done that, to put it to get it wide?
If it's wired, it's the obvious play. It looks like he's overhit it. Yeah, that's a good camera angle.
So he was worried about getting in the jaws, presumably.
Potentially.
With both the balls behind. Yes.
Or just running it through by a couple of inches.
Yeah. Thank you.
Again, not a good clearance. He's lost the red ball. Not close enough. Lionel, there's 2 options there. You can either block yellow at blue, or you can just put another ball in front and say,
that's what he's doing, isn't it?
Lucky, and you can. You're going to have to hit a shot with red. So Lionel's now has moved his hands down the mallet, and he's going to hop over the yellow, see if he can get the direction right.
Yeah.
No,
it was nice there.
So his accuracy has not been on at all so far, but he's still in a very strong position.
That his normal? Sorry to interrupt you, but is that his normal stance? They're 1 foot forward.
It is very unusual. Is Lionel?
Yeah, I was just looking at it, thinking it looked like a hampered shot, but it isn't.
He's
a hampered position. I meant.
And if you watch his swing, it's very very crooked, and it comes in right at the end to back straight again. Yeah. So power clearance now. Just nail this black in the middle. That's his miss on the right again, but a bit closer this time.
It was coming in, wasn't it? Halfway.
Yeah. So choices
100% improvement.
Yeah, definitely better. He can hop over the yellow, but you can argue he's in a sufficiently strong position that he could clear yellow and hold position, maybe.
Then blue will be vulnerable. Would be that.
Well,
I suppose it's a sequence of shots. It's critical.
If he just stops black in a position where blue can promote it in front.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Yeah, red's offside. If he's confident of the jump, he'll take it. Having failed one, I think Lionel's more likely just to clear the yellow.
Yeah.
And his hands are
up, aren't they?
Up a bit more now. So this is clearing, trying to keep good control of his back ball, which he's not just cleared that, he's got it wired from yellow as well. And
red's almost. Oh, red can see.
So, yellow, I think, has to clear blue because blue's inches away from blocking red.
Yes.
So we're assuming black's wired. It might have half a ball, but moving one of these is a must. He's gone for black. Oh, he's run the hoop. It's interesting.
Right.
So we can't quite see whether black can.
This might be where you peep out with the binoculars. Right.
So it looks like black can get through. So he's just going to do this few inches nudge on blue.
So is he moving out to try and avoid Ian knocking ball on ball?
He's just trying to stop red hitting black.
Full stop. It's by whatever means.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just looking at he's looked for a longer distance towards the red. That was all. I'm just wondering if he's trying to make sure that all that.
And for people going at home who said, well, why didn't he move it 2 inches to the side? Exactly. He's moved it a few feet. He's going along the blocking line.
Yeah.
If you try and move it at 90 degrees to the blocking line, if you 2 inches suddenly becomes 4 inches, then you're not blocked.
Yeah,
so you've got a bigger margin of error.
Yeah. It is quite difficult to get that sometimes, isn't it? Just to realise, because you think, oh, it's counterintuitive. I'm going away from the hoop, but you're going for a purpose.
Yeah. So what's he got? Went through the gap, and it'll be 2-0.
He might have been able to see. I mean, you can't tell from this angle.
I'm sure Lionel would have done something different if black can't run.
Oh, the ball's gone on holiday all the way up onto the grass. Elegant style of one of our members there, just put their foot out.
It's a beautiful club. For people who haven't been to Budleigh, it's one of the most picturesque croquet clubs in the world. The lawns are sort of set out quite higgledy-piggledy with hedges between them, so you haven't got great viewing if you want to watch 8 or 9 matches at a time, but they're all beautifully individual single or sets of lawns. If we go further away, you get views over the sea. Yeah. Very, very pretty.
So Lionel's not happy with the hoop, so he's asked for a tap. He just obviously he's done it a few times. He's run that, so that was what we were expecting, wasn't it? When you predicted it quite.
Yeah. These hoops are now day 5 hoops, so they haven't been moved yet.
No.
I would have anticipated the tournament committee wanting them to be moved after day 4, so we got fresh hoops this morning, but that's not what they're doing. It is obviously a very big job for club members moving 10 sets of hoops.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we'll get new hoops for the semi-finals tomorrow morning on 2 lawns.
Yeah, and we're planning, my understanding, but it could change, is it's lawn 6, which you were saying you'd like, and 7.
So 6 and 7 with the final being played where?
Oh no, sorry, I'm just hearing. Sorry, it's going to be 5 and 6 for the semi.
That makes sense.
And that frees up
7 for the final.
It's discreet. No one's got familiarity. I mean, Sam Cuthbert yesterday played quite a few games on it, so it's quite nice to make sure he gets a break from it. I mean, that would be the thinking of the opponents as well. And Because Sam must be in a strong position too.
No, he's in a very bad position.
Oh, right.
So Sam has to beat Dom Arvold.
Oh, right.
And then that will get him into a playoff with the loser of this.
Oh, right.
And I said, were Louise Smith to beat Jamie Birch would be into the playoff as well.
Okay.
So Sam needs a good day today. Lionel played very well against him yesterday.
Oh, right. They're having a bit of repartee about that afterwards. A friendly repartee.
Right. So this is our first hoop attempt we've seen from Ian. Is he going to go wibbly? Or is he going to go firmly? That's his wibble shot.
So how can you see the difference? Just help me with that.
Well-
Because it all seems to be the same movement, but where's the where does the difference in power come from then?
It's length of backswing.
Ah, right. Sorry. Yeah.
That's missed the hoop completely. So interesting as to what Ian chooses to do with red here. I don't think black can get yellow out. So you don't really want to be moving black south of the hoop. I think there's a good possibility that you could try and block blue getting to hoop 4 by going onside. If you think black can't get yellow out.
What do you think they're talking about? Sorry to interrupt you, but both Ian started pointing down the lawn at something. Is he looking to get blue marked?
Possibly.
Is that,
I was thinking blue had missed from that side.
Yeah,
but
but
I'm wrong.
they both were looking at it because Lionel was standing
Lionel was
over to the
standing
left.
there, yeah. So blue's on the south boundary.
Ah, right. That was explain what he's doing, and he wanted to know where he was.
I'm just trying to think what he's going to do with the red.
But blue, yes.
Probably take position that's wired from blue is the reason.
That's
Which means he thinks that black can take yellow out. So he doesn't want to move black and move it south so it's got an easy clearance. But he's saying, look, if black does power into yellow and move it a few feet out of the hoop, at least red's wired from blue.
So would this be a shot where you try and hit the yellow, or just the hoop, or is it?
From here,
It's neither.
2-0 up,
Yeah.
I would go halfway.
You wouldn't have done that.
No. I'm not a huge fan of that.
But you wouldn't have tried to knock it out. Is what I was asking, really.
No.
Because all it
it's
would
in
have
the
done, it
middle.
would have just come back to where Ian was standing, if at all.
I don't think it came out from there personally. So Ian needs to try and get a good jump shot here, and it's really quite difficult. There's only a small amount of room.
And that's when a player calls the ref because they don't want to get in trouble.
Correct. And this is, you've got the crown of the hoop stopping your mallet going too far forward, because the mallet has to be at an angle to get the jump into yellow. And certainly your mallet can clatter around in the hoop and it can sound bad. So you definitely want a referee out to watch this. And here comes Francis.
Shall we stay with this angle for this?
Yeah.
This is a good angle, guys. Thank you.
So quite a difficult one for referees. You're looking for lots of things. Beveled edge.
Yes. Good.
A crush onto a wire.
Yeah.
Double hit
Yeah.
if your mallet follows through after yellow's hit the black.
Yeah.
My opinion is he'll get a jump, but he probably will only get 3/4 of the way up black. So both balls will end up travelling down the lawn. He's playing a jump, so Francis needs to get somewhere where she can see this better. That's more like it.
Has she gone back to where you?
I like watching these almost from the line of the crush. So almost like from 3 yards south of the hoop.
Okay.
And occasionally you have to jump out of the way of the balls, but at least you can see the direction yellow's been hit.
That looks all right.
And that's what I thought would happen. Both balls travelling south.
Yeah.
Ian will be happy with it because yellow's gone further than black.
Yeah.
And blue's offside, remember.
So why didn't he do a snuggle?
Because blue gets first go down to the hoop.
Right,
and
okay.
red's just completely tied up. So he's going to be losing hoop 4 if he does that.
Okay.
It's not in his interest there to snuggle.
Okay.
So So playing from the offside spot. And we can see yellow's actually got well south of the peg.
Yes.
So he's done quite well with that, Ian.
Yeah, he'd be happy with that. And it's fairly...
So Lionel failed to take position, but he's missed on the correct side.
Yes, I got that. Shorter boundary side.
Shorter boundary side. And Ian goes, I'm not prepared to put red in front of the hoop because that'll give you a northwards clearance.
Yeah, okay.
So he's gone short boundary
so we're back
side
into
as well.
This
Cagey
iteration, cagey stuff. So where would you have liked the blue to have been? Further, sort of
blue,
back a bit?
I want blue 2 foot in front of the hoop.
Oh, right.
I want to force yellow to clear it eventually.
Okay.
Any time with either of these two players, you can force them to hit a 7, 8, 9 yarder.
Yeah.
Force them to do it because they both miss.
So what is he going to do? Because is that black blocking blue? It slightly looks like.
He might have a go at the hoop here, Ian.
Yeah.
He loves taking on hoops.
Okay, that's a hoop shot.
He's run it.
Yes, that was excellent, wasn't it?
And that was his firm shot.
Yes.
So first one of his firm shots that's really hit well.
And that'll give him confidence.
And Andrew Cowing created this monitor of how the game progresses, where you look at how many roquets you make, how many clearances you make, how many jump shots you make, how good your positional play is. And one of the key things in the Cowing analysis is how many hoop shots do you get?
Yeah.
And we find that to win a game, most players need about 13 hoop shots.
Oh, right.
And Ian tends to give himself at least 13 and probably more,
Okay.
but they're often from quite difficult places.
Maybe someone who knows you, Dwayne McCormick, who just said hello.
Hi Dwayne. Dwayne's an Australian McRobertson Shield player. So you'll be delighted that Gary's won the doubles. Nice win for Australia there. And Dwayne will be in Australia's McRobertson Shield team. He's one of their top 5 players.
All right, welcome.
So we're looking forward to that next year. We're calling it the centennial of the McRobertson Shield, first played in 1925.
Yeah, right.
So being held a year later due to COVID. And Ian's likely to take the hoop on here.
Okay.
If he's going gently, he might just clear blue. That's his hard shot. So it could have been a go at the hoop.
It took a slight deflection, so it hit
It
the
did.
wire,
It
didn't
did,
it?
yeah. I think it was definitely go at the hoop.
I mean, the speed of it, you've got to have good eyesight, don't we?
You do, you do, yeah.
And be able to move quickly out of the way, perhaps.
So that's the
Oh.
third hoop shot that. Yeah, both the hoops he's run have been dead straight.
Yeah.
Every time he's had a little bit of an angle, he's failed them.
Absolutely.
Can Ian get it out? And
Have we got another angle on the camera? And where Chris is has Chris got it? Yeah, that's that's a nice shot.
You can get that out with red, hitting it from either side. You've got a sliver on the north side, and you've got more on the south side that will probably bounce it out.
Yeah.
But you need to hit it hard. Black's all over yellow, so yellow's not going to get a chance. So if he doesn't like his shot with red, he'll probably try and cut yellow south of the hoop to give it a jump shot and hope black misses it.
Yes, I see.
But I expect him to go hard at blue here. Yeah, he's looking like this is going to be a powerful swing.
Yeah.
So much more positive on the forward through.
Oh, and it wasn't far off, was it?
Missed on the left, so that's his first miss on the left.
Okay.
And Lionel should just get rid of yellow, maybe up to the offside marker halfway,
Okay.
the penalty spot on the east boundary. You can, you want to rush it south here and get black going north. I think if had he rushed it south,
Yes.
almost let's say where black is,
Yeah.
Ian hasn't got a shot. Ian's now got a choice. I would play onside here.
Yeah. I mean, that hoop is well in the way, isn't it?
He's got what, an
it's
inch.
cut down the.
Yeah.
He's got hardly anything.
2 all, stay in the game, put a ball at the peg, hope to win hoop 6. And if you miss this, you're in sort of corner 1 and on the south boundary, and Lionel's got blue up at hoop 6, and you're probably going to go 4-2 down.
Okay.
So play onside. is my preferred line of play. He's shot and he's hit it. It's a great shot.
Brilliant shot, isn't it?
My issue here is that whilst he's hit it, he's still big underdog for the hoop.
Yes,
That's not a very good shot, really. You really want that dead straight in front, 2 feet, and so you can run it all the way to 6 with any sort of average shot.
well, it's 3 foot or so, isn't it? It's not that bad, but is it the?
It's the angle I don't like. It's it's
because he's
10,
been missing
15.
on.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't run anything.
It brings in that tentative feeling in your stroke, doesn't it? So is this a go for it again? I suppose he has to, doesn't he?
I would play in here. First ball plays in. He'll try and get between black and the hoop.
Okay.
It's a good effort, this. You see, that's
That's
a bit unlucky.
Just a little bit more, and it would have. I think Blue's still got a shot, hasn't it?
Blue will possibly have a shot, but the more important thing is black can just take position now. There's no threat from red.
And
Blue
he's straight.
Blue can snuggle red, and
Yeah.
so Ian needs to move something here. Blue is the best thing to move.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to hit it quarter ball to keep red in the same place.
Absolutely.
He's putting a ball in. So that clearly means to me that Blue can't run the hoop, and he's overhit that a wee bit. So can Blue hit?
Lionel's stance straight away was for the hoop.
Yeah. Okay.
So he must.
The Lionel swing goes back behind his left shoulder. So it's not actually, it was actually easy, wasn't it?
It was.
It's a good shot.
And you could see that in a minute. There was no hesitancy. He didn't even look at the gap or anything like that. He already knew it was there. So that's good. But is that black now up there behind the?
Black's not good.
Black's not good. That was the question.
Yeah. And really, you want to take good position, blocking between Blue and the hoop, close to the hoop here.
Yeah.
Missed the peg. Yeah, that looks good.
That looks very good, doesn't it?
And that is basically, I think, where he would have. It's about 2 inches short of where he would have tried to be. Blue can't run the hoop anymore, and it's got a difficult clearance on red. It's got to hit it on the right-hand side now.
You can't leave it there.
If you leave red there, it's going to nudge in front.
Yeah. Which is why Lionel's put the black there.
Yeah.
Just to cover if the red comes out.
I'm not sure where it is, whether red can hit the black or not.
I don't think so, but it's just the impression that it's sitting in the.
But he'll play a similar type of shot with yellow.
I think he can. I think he can actually. It's just cheated. I looked out the window. It's about an inch out.
You're right.
In front of the hoop is what I meant. These hoops don't quite like that angle, do they?
No, they're more difficult to run at an angle, and what you find, particularly in tournaments like this, is it really differentiates the players.
That's a nice shot, isn't it?
Yeah. He's cleared that red.
I think he had to, didn't he? And he didn't mind not holding. Maybe it was just the job was. Well,
he couldn't hold because he couldn't hit it in the middle because the hoop was in the way.
Absolutely. So he's happy with whatever was the outcome.
Ian now has advantage here. He's the first person with 2 balls in front. It's a tough hoop for black.
Yeah, because it's the angle again.
But it is runnable. And as we go on, you'll find the people who get to the semi-final and the final will just run these, and they'll make them look easy. So it's really good for the viewers to see the players of lesser ability really struggling. And that's what we want. We're wanting the hoops to be sufficiently difficult so you get the differentiation of players, and at the final stages of the tournament you still go, wow, they've just run a 7-yard hoop, no wire.
And you almost own their progression as well, don't you? Which is nice to see.
So probably Ian's best shot is his jump shot. Nice height again. He's got the wire wrong.
Commentator curse there, Chris.
Well, no, I mean, he's getting nice height.
You'd expect him to have got that, though, wouldn't you?
He's probably about 50% on that. People overestimate how good
Now,
people
was
are at
that,
jumps.
sorry to interrupt you there, was that blue being held there? Was that a deliberate plan, not to worry about how far red went?
No, the key is hitting red in the middle, and Lionel will have played his best shot of strength to hit red in the middle.
Right.
Any hit on red is likely to win the hoop. Ian again has to go hard on the left-hand side of this and just try and squeeze it out.
I suppose my linked
Miles
my
away.
goodness, my linked question was that a good position for blue, and was that what he was trying to do? I mean, that within broad terms, that's it's not as good as it looked. It looked better from the other angle.
You're
didn't it?
not expecting
Perfection.
black to be taken out.
Oh right.
So your number one thing is hit red in the middle, which he did. If you were to hit it harder, you could have hit it 3/4 ball on the right and moved the red towards hoop 7.
Okay.
But Lionel isn't a power player. He'll just have focused on his best strength shot to hit the ball straight.
Right.
And he's got a 4-2 lead now, and that's you want your 2-hoop lead.
Yeah.
Lionel going to have a look at this angle that yellow's at hoop 7, saying, do I
4-2.
need to move it?
Oh, well,
Red's obviously a million miles away,
Yeah.
and it's the danger of shooting at balls in hoops. You can stay in matches when you're 2-3 down by playing halfway. Lionel's decided yellow's not quite good enough that he needs to have 2 shots at it, so he's taking good straight position.
and that's just coming in, isn't it?
Should just be coming in. Should be trying to get very close to blue, really. Ideally between blue and the hoop. So now he'll clear yellow. Again, just at Lionel's optimal clearing pace. It's very much a one-eyed stance, this. Everything's on his left side.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
When you watch people stalk the ball, about 60 to 70% of us have a dominant eye.
Yes.
And we tend to stalk on
That side.
either the left side if we're left side or the right side if we're right. And there's nothing wrong with that, that's just how we're made.
Yeah.
Some people use both eyes and they walk up on a straight line.
So was Ian happy with that clearance?
No, he's lost yellow on the wrong side of the hoop.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. Because you could also argue it's a nice position, but there's no threat coming towards him, is there?
No, he needs to keep...
He needed to be in front.
Yeah. Red isn't sufficiently good to make Lionel do anything other than play in.
Okay.
He's going to say, okay, I know you've run hoop 4 well, but I've seen you miss 7 or 8 other shots.
And that doesn't look like he's going for the hoop, does it?
It doesn't. And that's lost red to the wrong side. So, yeah, we're starting to get close to 5-2 here. If Lionel can start putting these balls wide from red and yellow,
Absolutely.
Ian's going to be struggling. So black wide from yellow is what you're trying to do here. And that's open. So Ian will clear that. And you want to clear this hard. One of the rules is if you're clearing towards a boundary, hit the ball really hard. Because you don't want your ball to hit it in the middle and stay on the lawn, giving them a clearance back again.
Okay.
Both balls off the boundary is a better option.
Right.
Likewise, when you're clearing from a boundary into a corner hoop,
Okay.
you hit gently.
Got it. I think that blue is visible.
It's less relevant, the blue. You almost want blue to be blocking yellow from
Yeah, should have
running the
been
hoop.
over to the left-hand side as we're looking at it a bit more.
I would take position here. Ian's
Didn't
trying
look
to
like
clear.
it.
That's
You're trying to clear by going through.
no,
Do you think?
no, he just missed it. Just missed it. Lionel will play a block. He's got a choice. He can either block yellow at blue or yellow at the hoop.
Yeah.
So I aim halfway in between, and hopefully you get one. That's not
Neither.
nowhere
That's
near.
neither.
No, it's poor. Ian would normally take the hoop on here. He's in a fairly weak position.
Is it sort of worth to hit the blue and then maybe take an in off if it happens? I know there's difficulty to aim for an in off,
Yeah.
but there is a percentage which is a bit of the ball to hit, I suppose.
Yeah, if you're going to hit blue, you should hit it hard.
Yeah.
The in off is definitely on. bad things that can happen is you can ricochet onto red,
Yeah, I was
blocking
looking at that.
red from black.
Yeah, so he's worried now about red as well, being disturbed.
One of the things I'm looking at here, 4-2 down, is if yellow runs the hoop, neither blue or black can get to 8.
Yeah.
So I think running the hoop's the shot here.
Yeah, I can see the logic for that, yes.
And he missed the hoop completely on the right. And this will be a 5-2 lead very quickly.
And will this be a backswing?
He should be trying to get this down past the peg anyway. You can see his right foot. Oh dear. When Lionel stands, his right foot kinks in.
Yeah.
And we were coaching, we did about 12 hours of coaching in the northeast, Jenny and myself, last week. And one of the things we're trying to encourage people to do is have both their feet pointing towards the target.
Okay.
And the people who don't quite manage to do that end up with one of the heels kinked in. It's always kinked in rather than kinked out.
Yeah.
And eventually it can create a problem with your mallet not going in a straight line.
Right.
So you have to arc your mallet back.
So Lionel's missed again, hit it as we're looking at it, hit on the right, as coming towards us it would be on the right hand side. That's
Yeah.
where it hit.
So 2 easy hoop shots failed. Ian's failed his clearance with yellow.
So where would you put red if you were about to do this shot that Lionel's about to do?
I would rush peel. You can't move red to somewhere where it can't clear black.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I want a rush peel and go 5-2 up. He's missed it.
That looked like it was going for red.
He did. Yeah. He
As
went for
well,
red.
not only did he miss, yeah, he didn't do the rush peel, he went for the reds. So is it?
If you're one of the players with power,
Yeah.
but just hammering red off the south boundaries is
Would be a
great,
sign, yeah.
absolutely great. So when I was playing with power, I would have cleared red.
Yeah, got it.
But clearing at Lionel's place, he's probably going to move it 8 yards,
Got
and
it.
that gives Ian another shot back through hoop
got it.
2. Anyway, let's see what he goes with this jump shot. No, again, the height was okay, but he's wristed all the way over it and he's flicked the outside of the left wire.
So Lionel's got away with that.
Yeah, 2 really poor hoop shots and low quality of play at hoop 7, really.
We're getting sound effects from Dwayne at the yellow for hoop shots. It's called ah. I think we shared that, didn't we?
Yeah, or Oh Ian is the other one.
Well, it's nice to have an interaction with our viewers. We're up to 43. It's growing steadily first thing in the morning on a sunny Saturday. The clouds have lifted, which was good news. There was a big black cloud earlier, wasn't there?
Well, certainly if you look at the screen, it looks dark behind, but our anticipation now is for a sunny day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And getting up to about 24 degrees.
Yeah.
Quite hot in the afternoon.
Yeah.
The sea breeze has been
Helpful.
very low. So really very nice playing conditions here.
Yeah. I mean, the flags are fluttering, which is good, but I mean, I think the players welcome it.
So
Right, here we go.
this red, I think, has finished, again, inches too long. And that's a pretty good positional shot Lionel's played from the penalty area.
The yellow's looking good. Would you?
Sorry, it's yellow, is
that's
it?
Yellow's
Sorry,
in front. The yellow's in front. The red's on the far.
Yeah,
Well,
struggling to see if with
yeah,
the sun.
we got distracted by the clouds, but yeah. So that's not a bad position for yellow. It's difficult to see if he could.
So black will clear yellow to the south boundary, and red needs to try and get between black and yellow.
It's stopping, isn't it?
So
Hoop or yellow?
no, yellow, I think here. He's failed a lot of hoops. Looks like he might. He's always aims to the left, Lionel, so I never know where he's aiming. He's taken.
He's
He's
got
gone
both.
in off.
Yeah.
In off.
It looked sort of in that perfect position that a club player loves, isn't it?
So 6-2 down. Anyone who's 6-2 down, if you're going to take 2 yard position at 9, change and take 3-foot position at 9. It's not just about winning the hoop, it's about getting all the way up to 10 when you're 6-2 down.
Yeah, okay. And that's what he's done. Slight angle.
He's
though.
tried to again. He's just overhit it once again by about 2%. Anything that involves either of his balls in the jaws will be what he's looking for.
Which Lionel knows exactly what that tactic is.
Yeah, so he'll be trying to make sure he's in jumping range. And that's very much Lionel's jumping range. Yeah, yellow's got a clearance that it can cut to first corner now, so red tries to get really good position again, and that looks better to me.
Yes, it's...
yeah, that's in front.
Perfect, isn't it?
Has it blocked yellow at blue?
Can't see it from this angle.
No, it hasn't. I've got all angle out the window, so
Okay.
that's a good shot for red. Lionel will need to move something, and he's got the red and the yellow,
Oh, that's a double bonus.
and he's got the block on blue. So it's like,
And Ian's lost his mallet. He went down and he's gone off in disgust.
well, Lionel's had. You remember the early stages again? He's
Yeah.
had some really fortunate results from some of his good clearances.
Yeah.
Hoop 1 was very important. Tries to put the block in.
So what is it here? Is it
He
yellow?
could take the hoop on, but I'm just going to clear yellow.
Yes.
He'll be looking at this in-off angle. Everyone should do this when you've got a potential in-off. Look at the angle. Looks to me as if you can either hit it 3/4 ball
Okay.
or quarter ball,
And this is a great angle to see that.
and you can see he just aims to one side with his
Yes,
feet, and then he
does,
comes back and arcs round. Too fat.
So would a softer shot have...
Not really.
So it wasn't a... But you said too
Just
fast.
Too fat. So he's got too much of the ball.
Fast,
And that's what Ian's wanting.
yeah.
Can black take it out? Not sure. Blue can certainly take it out. Yeah, just playing in front. And I assume
That's
Ian,
yellow's... That's... Oh no, you just come out of the way of yellow, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm assuming blue will. Sorry, Ian will clear here because he's got such a strong red. He needs to just hit this hard. Yeah, that's a good shot.
And he's down.
So Lionel should go halfway here. 6-2 up. Protect your lead. Make sure you're still in the battle for hoop 10.
Yeah.
And the other good thing about where he's put his partner ball is it can get to hoop 10.
No.
I don't like this. Don't like this.
Is this a blocker he's putting across?
No,
the...
he's trying to clear it. Ian has given him an angle where you can get it out. A bit aggressive. And now that's probably 12 yards
He's
further
almost on
away
the
from
boundary,
hoop 10
isn't he?
than
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have liked it. So let's see where Ian manages to get to here. He has to play off a wire. So it's come off a wire.
Well, we've got breaking news from Dwayne in Adelaide.
Yep.
It's 6:20 p.m. and the beer is cold.
Ah, right. Well, I'm hoping the Aussies will be able to stay up for the first round of the knockout.
Yeah, let's put the onus on them. We'll be here for it. We're looking forward to it. We've got a way to go, though, haven't we? We've got quite a few games to play yet.
Yeah, and some playoffs and
yeah.
lots of tennis croquet today.
Yeah, and just a reminder to everybody to keep an eye on the croquet scores so that they can see what else is happening on the other lawns. We're doing the same. I'm just reminding myself to do that so that we can just sort of keep up to date.
Lionel playing. I think this is with pace. Looks like he's going to try and move something. It's black more than anything here. Well, I think Ian might have gone for a walk around the clubhouse if that had rush peel
Yeah,
black.
absolutely.
As it is, I think you've got to take your hoop on here. There's nothing obvious to do.
No, that's...
You can take position, but I don't like that. Black will just clear you. I think you need to take the hoop on. That's a good result.
That's a good shot. So I just looked on Croquet scores. No games are being recorded because obviously they're best of 3. So we would expect now they're still in the first of whatever is their block.
Yeah, sometimes people come back for a drink after the first game and they report the score to the manager and it gets put in early.
Yeah.
So can he get this out? Yeah, but still, it's not great. The thing about this position, from my point of view, is if blue had a yellow had a backswing on blue, it could have moved blue away, getting in front of 11.
Yeah,
I'm really quite surprised he hasn't looked at that. Even if you could only move blue
a bit,
10, 12 yards away, I was going to say these guys are able to miss at 10 to 12 yards as he misses his 3-yarder.
Okay.
So Ian's gone to a position where he's now not going to try and run the hoop with red. He's going to try and jaws the hoop.
Okay.
And then if black misses yellow, yellow can rush peel red, getting over to 11.
Yeah, I can see that.
So he's going to aim into a wire here. He doesn't want to run it. That's perfect. Now you need to clear yellow.
So this is all about protection now.
He's missed that. So should be able to get yellow within 4 yards of 11 and ideally in a running position.
Okay. Well, we'll watch and wait with interest.
It's always interesting to see what people play. You can play a thin contact here, going a bit further than, oh dear, that's so bad. That is just unbelievably bad. So he's hit the wrong...
I'm just laughing, Chris. If they heard you say that, what would they say?
It's 18 inches, and he's hit the ball on the opposite side to the side he's trying to hit it at.
He just had to stroke it, didn't he, really, as well?
Well, I was about to say that you can either play the thin contact at a fairly gentle pace to go in front, or you can play quite a hard shot, more full on, that gets you a little bit closer to 11.
Okay.
But it's a more difficult shot.
Absolutely.
I think has he blocked yellow at blue? Unclear. It's very close, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Lionel puts another ball in, trying to...
it's gone a bit. That's okay, though, isn't it?
That's not good. Hasn't blocked anything and not in hoop running position. So if Ian is open on blue, he's back in it again, despite that shocking shot.
Say it the way it is, Chris. Do you know an Andrew Hobbs? Because he just said good morning and looking forward to an interesting day.
Morning, Andrew. So Andrew is one of the members of the selection committee. He's one of our reserve golf croquet selectors. So morning, Andrew. Andrew's had a really good season this year.
Right.
Won the Southwick Open, and last time I was watching, I think he was doing very well in the Cowboy.
Here's the yellow coming across. So he looks like he's got a shot, doesn't he?
Something.
Well, all right.
Might be half a ball. Oh, in the middle. Now that's really given him a good opportunity now.
He's got bounce back in his feet, hasn't he, as well?
So you have to shoot at this. If red fails the hoop, black's in a potential area where it can get rid of red. So you need to shoot with blue. Ian's far from guaranteed to be able to run the hoop.
You're right, okay.
There hasn't been a lot of hitting this match, has there?
No. A lot of positioning.
Very
Not
low
necessarily
quality.
the right positioning.
Lionel yesterday was clearing very well as
Yeah.
as running hoops. So both players struggling this morning.
And there was no dew or anything to speak of this morning.
No, it's really nice. Lawns are
They didn't need anything on them this morning in terms of
started
sweeping,
off
I know.
significantly too slow on Tuesday, and now they're just about right. That's a good shot. So I run it past Rover, which isn't the worst thing in the world. So
Right.
if black fails to get wired from red here,
It's in a good place.
Then red is in a really good place to clear black, getting up to 13.
Okay.
And I think that's open. So a good
Have
position.
we got another angle on it so we can see where we are? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think red's open there. Has yellow got position?
It's behind. It's behind to the right.
Okay, so he's made sure that it's not between black and red. That's why he's gone deeper there. Lionel's trying to get another ball in front. That may have got the block. No, it's open still. So yellow's a runner. Red needs to hit black.
And Ian just pumped himself up for this shot.
Yeah, it's full tilt, half ball on his right.
Okay. We'll watch your prediction.
If I were him, I would aim absolutely centre ball, knowing that my miss is a bit on the right, and hit it really hard. Oh, it's missed by 3 balls.
It looked like he went for blue.
No.
No, it didn't.
No,
you didn't think so.
He's gone for black and he's missed it by a mile.
Oh, right.
Lionel will take a wibbly hoop shot on here, I think. Yellow's probably not threatening enough. Ian can jump from there. Yeah. But I wouldn't expect him to go too hard at this. Restalk. So 4 game 1.
Oh, there we are.
Oh, well done, camera. Well
done.
done.
Nice, a lovely shot. We nearly lost it. That was a tense little shot, wasn't it?
That's his normal sort of pace of hoop running shot.
The cameraman's mightily relieved. We talked about fluids earlier. Because you haven't got a glass of water in front of you. Would you like one?
I think I should actually, yes. Yeah. So I'll go and grab a glass of water.
And you'll come back and join?
And I'll come back and join you in a couple of minutes.
Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you very much indeed, Chris. That was very insightful. I mean, as a club player myself, it's good to get this masterclass in many ways of how to position and what you should be doing, and then realise you don't do much of it. Or not consistently, put it that way. We all have our moments, don't we? We hope you're enjoying the commentary. We just turn off for a couple of seconds. I'm not sure if they're rejoining straight away. No, they're coming in for a break, the players as well. So we'll just leave you for a couple of moments. Keep an eye on Croquet School. Stuff may be starting to come in. We'll see what we can do also to find out what's going on and maybe feedback on that. But also, as I say, have a look at the tables if you can on Croquet Schools, because that's quite useful. If you open up any of the blocks and click on the summary, it shows you the respective positions, and as you know, it's the top 4 going through, hence the need for playoffs, etc. So anyway, off we go. Thank you very much. Right. Hello everybody, they're back, keen, raring to go. Lionel Tibble had his usual break. Chris will know what that means. I found him around the side of the pavilion. Right, so we've got 3 balls played up already.
Yeah, and none of them are particularly good. Black and blue are much better than red and yellow. So Ian's almost already lost his advantage. Trying to get that in front. And he's done well at blocking blue, but I think black will just be able to clear that without too much trouble. Knowing Lionel, he'll be aiming at the right-hand edge of it and trying to get a little flick in off.
He's a canny player, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a nice little shot. It neutralises the position.
Yeah. That's...
When we were watching Robert Fulford having a magnificent run in the World Golf Croquet Championships about 4 years ago, I was explaining how Robert managed to neutralise positions and take them from a 70-30 to a 50-50.
Okay. So Lionel there took the yellow out. It was out about 6 inches, but he just took it out rather than try and be clever and squeeze into the hoop.
Yeah. So Ian's trying to make the most of his first play by continually wiring his balls and getting them tight to the hoop, so the Lionel hasn't got a hoop shot. And now that this red, whilst it might not be the easiest hoop to run, you can certainly jaws it, was completely wired from both black and blue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So quite a good red.
So Ian's now looking at blue. That's where he is on the screen. That's the blue.
And he'll look as to whether red can run or whether it can just jaws.
So is it worth clearing the blue or not, in simple terms?
In simple terms, yeah.
Right,
I would anticipate yellow to take position and red to clear black. So if you can get yellow into wide position from blue here, red isn't going to go in the jaws, it isn't going to try and run it, it's going to clear black. So that's his number 1 play, I think, here. A good positional shot. Oh, that might be the worst place in the world.
Do you say it the way it is, Chris, please?
It may have just settled down into an old hoop hole as well.
It looks like it. It's about 6 inches off it.
But you can see now that if yellow had been in front, this shot
would have been more powerful.
Yeah, whereas he's not in. This is still 50-50 from here, really.
So is it red the shot now, or is it yellow? I mean, obviously blue's got a running shot from there, hasn't it?
Well, blue's going to get moved. Lionel's got a choice. He can...
Just in front of the hole?
He can... yes. So just checking this yellow in the hole. So Lionel can either get rid of...
So Lionel's asking it to come out of the hole as well, because he doesn't want it jumping and kicking and causing all sorts of trouble.
So moving red or yellow here is good. That's not really far enough, but I think we've already seen that Ian's capable of missing at this range.
Yeah, and he's also got a power shot on so as well. Okay.
You'd expect him to clear to 4th corner.
You would do, wouldn't you?
I mean, hopefully one of the things that people watching this at home are going is, well, these players miss shots.
Yeah.
And take encouragement from that.
Absolutely.
That's a good shot.
That was a lovely shot, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
and the yellow's in a good place as well, in the sense it's got an angle on the hoop if need be, if red gets missed.
Yeah, stay nearby.
That's close. Very close.
Very good.
Very
good.
than close. And a bit of weight on that as well. Or would just be the hitting it nicely, smooth, the follow through and everything?
It's his sort of normal shooting pace.
Yeah. Languid, is that the...
Yeah, it is.
Shall we use that word? Languid style?
Yeah, and one of the things I talked about earlier was, yesterday, was tempo.
Yes.
The tempo of your swing is so important. Yeah. I just want to explain what Ian's been doing here. He's not just thinking about where red should be in position, because it's going to be more or less in front of the hoop. He's trying to find the position in front of the hoop where he's got a good angle for yellow to just pass the red and block blue.
Got it.
And if he puts it directly in line between blue and yellow, it's bad.
Cuts that down. That cuts the option down.
That's just positioning. That's a good shot. Again, I tend to try and get between red and the hoop.
He wouldn't be thinking about going for blue at all, would he?
I don't think so. I think Ian will clear black here. And this is what Jenny will do. Jenny will clear the ball that's just played in.
Yeah.
The difference is Jenny would have cleared that off the lawn.
Yeah, again, I remember you
And,
said.
you know, black really is way too close.
Okay.
Again, Lionel would have preferred to hit that fractionally more on the right.
Is this just back in, do you
Back
think?
in again.
Oh, he's
This
come
time
on a bit, hasn't he?
No, this is great. So you're taking position on the opposite side of the hoop to blue there.
Right.
We know black's going to clear yellow.
Okay.
So blue's the obvious ball to clear red. So you want red in running position on the opposite side to blue.
Right.
So if blue clears it, it can't hold in
Yeah.
position. Lionel's got that on the right side this time, and now he's stayed in a hoop running position. Also controlling a big area of the lawn. Ian will keep playing in.
That's a nice block.
He's
Almost the block.
finished
isn't it?
short there. I wouldn't have even tried to block that.
Oh,
I'd
right.
have just gone really tight to the hoop, getting between black and the
Even
hoop.
further in.
Yeah.
What, just accept you're going to be hit, you mean?
So, 2 foot back, blocking black's hoop. It's not a runner.
Hoop, do you think?
Yeah, it's free go. So this is very much what we regard as a free go. Yellow can potentially run. It's a tough shot. Good shot.
Great shot. Yeah, you called it, didn't you?
So yeah,
Because both of them had the chances there, didn't they? They just rotated around. Is that about patience then?
It
Patience
is,
and positioning and holding.
and it's the type of game these players play. The balls aren't moving 15, 20 yards
No.
each turn. As we, once we see the knockout starting, there'll be more power play.
Yeah.
Particularly the younger players have got more power. And one of the things about learning the game when you're a teenager is that if you can learn to play when you're, 12, 13, 14, 15, then once you start growing in height and physique, the power isn't just there, it's naturally there. So you can hit balls hard without effort.
Yeah, that looks a good shot, doesn't it? Oh, I thought that was going to stop, so...
Some of the lawns, quite different playing characteristics.
Yeah.
Lawn 6, which is just behind us in this picture, behind the hedge, has some lovely fast patches.
Yes.
Is probably my preferred
Yeah,
lawn.
you said earlier, yes.
Quite
So what do you
firm.
think he's going for here? Sorry, we just see he's then... Lionel's having a look to see what he should do.
Yeah, so if black can't hit yellow, blue's going to have to clear yellow.
Right.
That's what he's looking at. The other thing is, can red move black to a wide position?
Well, that's... Yeah, that's a nice shot. We can see it from there, can't we? What he's doing.
Well, if he misses it, probably finish by the peg or somewhere like that.
Yeah, good call.
And now,
So he doesn't look wired.
he's got half a yellow, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's nudged into the jaws. Lionel should just come back through the hoop here. I think he might be trying to get red onto yellow. Yeah, does that very well.
And he sacrificed coming through the jaws
Yeah.
for that.
It's not as bad as Ian's making out, because Ian's got a very straightforward shot, yellow onto the left-hand edge of red to nudge red in front.
Yeah.
He might go for the jaws on the basis that if blue misses, red's got a flick to hoop 3.
That's not ideal, is it?
It might have made the hoop bigger for red.
Oh.
Depends exactly where yellow is. Yeah, that's a huge hoop for red.
So should Lionel have gone in further, do you think?
I can't believe he's not taking this. Lionel wants to play to jumping range, in answer to your question, and I think Lionel won't be unhappy with blue there.
Yeah, he'll be very happy with the red taking that shot, won't he? You know, rather than running the hoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that surprised me, because it looked pretty wide open.
Well, I'd have been playing, the edge of yellow to go in off and move yellow further towards
Absolutely.
3, and
Quite strange.
Lionel can jump over yellow if it draws his next turn with the blue.
Is he looking towards... What's Lionel looking at there, do you think?
It's looking at whether yellow can run it or...
No, but he turned round and looked over his shoulder. It was up back towards the camera.
Not great. So yellow nudges in. That indicates he's going hard at it. So he's actually trying to run the hoop, not prepared to give blue the jump shot. And that's quite right. It looked difficult, I think,
it did,
when we looked
it?
at
It did, didn't it? Oh, sorry.
And for people out there, and particularly your referees, this is one of the hardest shots to referee, where a ball is close to the near upright. They're going to be hitting it
away
at full power into the far upright, and you've got to decide, is it a double tap, is it a crush?
Yeah.
And you need to be standing behind the hoop. So the line you want to see is, does yellow get played into the near wire?
Yeah.
And if it's into the near wire, it's almost certainly a fault. If it goes into the far wire, you're probably deciding on sound what has actually gone on. Bob Kroger has produced a lot of videos on this, and
there we are.
they're
the
really
referee
difficult.
On the different side.
Yeah, she's not on the right line at all here. You can't tell on that line whether it's a crush. So he didn't go hard at it, though.
Maybe he said that.
So if he said he's going gently, she's absolutely fine there.
Well up.
I'm just
she's an experienced tournament referee.
Very surprised that Ian called a referee for that shot.
Yeah.
I
think he changed his mind.
He's changed his mind, you think. Anyway, Lionel's jump shot. He can get the height. Good shot.
Yes. And he'd be happy even though he moved yellow back out.
You're quite right to point that out. So it's not the perfect jump shot, which would have left yellow unable to get to hoop 3.
Yeah, which would be ideal. But he'll take what he got.
2-0 is 2-0, isn't it?
Because that was going the other way, wasn't it, that hoop?
Ian had full control over it.
Exactly.
We couldn't believe he shot with red, could we?
No.
No. So Lionel having to just hit down on this a bit because he's got a hampered backswing.
Red's going to sort of back a bit, quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's a nice angle as well.
He'll be playing yellow with a couple of yards of pace, probably. No, he hasn't played that at red. It's a good shot. It's very good yellow. And he'll probably snuggle now. Blue plays in and red snuggles black. And he's good at this. This is one of his good shots.
We have seen good shots, but yeah, I understand. Probably viewers.
Wow,
that wasn't what you were expecting.
No, not at all. He may have found a wired spot behind. No, maybe he's thinking he could have cut it to wired with blue. I'm surprised by that.
So is this Lionel going to go for yellow now?
Go for yellow.
Hoop?
No, yellow every day. Blue's a runner. Take yellow on.
Yeah. Okay.
And
the reason
these games drag out and they take a long time is Lionel's just moved that 5 yards.
Yeah.
The power players are moving it off the south boundary. It becomes a lot more crunchy and one-dimensional as he got the block.
No, I don't think he has.
I don't think he has either, no. A chance for 3-0 here. Or Lionel can just play a stop shot on yellow if he's not confident and maintain control.
That looks like you can see it, I think.
That was the hoop. So he's got the jaws.
Yeah.
Yellow can jump.
By the way, we're not very good at weather forecasting, are we? It's now gone nice and grey and murky over. You can see the colour has changed.
It has come over, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just sudden. While it was going on, I think a depression came in from the. No, I'm teasing. But yes, here we go. It's just changed the lighting just so that everyone knows. You can see there's little or no real shadow there.
I think it's yeah. I mean, certain courts have a massive impact on sun. At United, when the sun goes in, the lawns immediately go 1 second slower.
Right.
So he's decided to take the long jump shot on, rather than the red clearing black and yellow having an easy jump. So black.
Would you have come in a bit further because of from the boundary there, taking a bit of relief on it? Because he was quite close with his backward swing to the fence.
I don't think so, though. I think you've got enough room because your feet are further forward for a jump shot than normal.
Yeah.
So black clears yellow, and hopefully on the left-hand side, so he doesn't get another easy jump from the boundary. Obviously, they're not easy, but if you can cut this to a third corner, Ian may just play onside, and it's going to be 3-0 going on 4-0, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly. Well, it's a perfectly centred blue, isn't it? What it looks like.
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks really good. That's good. Perfect.
The right angle just to push it as far.
You can't jump that. It's impossible. So what Ian will do now is he'll go to blue and he'll estimate where it's going to go through the hoop, the line it's going to go down, and he'll try and put yellow on that line.
Right.
Because sometimes you're on a wire where you can't quite decide exactly where it's going to go. So yellow not just playing to halfway, but trying to block
and he's
blue's line.
Short of the halfway line, which you have to be, and he's just asking for the referee. Is this just to make sure it goes out cleanly?
I think so. So it's clearly on one of the wires. Lionel wants to run it all the way down to hoop 4, so he'll hit it firmly. It shouldn't ever be a fault for a player experienced as Lionel this.
Lots of waving going on.
So here's Francis again. You don't need your hammer this time, I don't think.
Let's see. Just have a look here on the croquet scores to see if we've got anything popping up. Bear with me. See if we've got any games coming in. Nope, still waiting for the first game of the best of threes of the various rounds to come in. We haven't seen much movement towards the clubhouse, have we, of people coming past us yet?
No.
I think people want to crack on as well, probably, possibly.
Today's a very long day, potentially. It's 3 best of threes and playoffs.
Yeah. Paella evening, though.
It is.
Yes. That's something to look forward to. Providing everyone's finished in time.
Yeah.
But they might have to go back out, may they not?
Well, I say 3 best of threes and potentially 1 or 2 rounds of playoffs. It's 10 or 11 games if it goes to the full distance.
Absolutely.
And that is really testing.
Yeah. And particularly if it's going to be up in, 24 degrees is we were hearing, which is hot for England, let me quickly say to our Australian colleagues.
Yeah, certainly the days of me being able to play that much croquet are long gone.
Right, so there was no problem there with that shot, was there?
No.
None at all.
Cleanly through.
Well, we expected there to be no problem.
And red hasn't got great position.
No.
And blue can clear it. So a good positional shot from Lionel here. And he's almost going to be 4-0 up. Can he get in front of hoop 4 from the north boundary?
That needs to screech to a halt. It did.
It might be really good.
It looks really good.
It might be a bit angled.
Yeah, but that's... Oh, right, so he's left it open then. that means, does it not?
It's pretty good, I think, actually.
Yeah, I meant for you to yellow. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yellow's got a double target, hasn't it?
And I think it's going to have to take it, because blue is all over this red, and if you clear blue, black's blocked red from the hoop.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got to go for it.
Go for this double target.
Whoa!
That's
whoa.
good result. Black's doesn't look like it's far enough to get over yellow.
No,
from where we are.
Can we have we got any other angles on that one?
I've got an angle through the window, and it looks like black has a small chance of taking it out, but only by a couple of feet.
And that's too tight to jump, isn't it?
Lionel can jump this. This is a legitimate go, and it's probably the only attempt he'll get at the hoop. The question is, do you want to risk peeling yellow when you 3-1 up? So it's a bit aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised if he missed this high, so he hits the crown,
Right.
just to make sure he doesn't get yellow.
So I was looking at whether he would clear black and then use clear red and then jump with black.
Too tight.
Too tight. That's
Too
why
tight.
that was my
Yeah.
specific question. not
Right,
this.
sorry. Lucky bum.
So it was me sort of thinking that Lionel will go for a clearance of the red.
Yeah, so I think if
But that worked out actually.
if we
All right
watch
there.
the slow-mo of that, blue has hit yellow,
Yeah.
yellow's moved out of the way, and blue's gone through. So the last thing he wanted to do was hit yellow on the full there,
Yeah,
and he
absolutely.
could easily have peeled it.
Okay.
And
so
Ian's
he's
played a
well happy with that, and Ian's going to be going mutter, is he?
4-0, it's just, yeah, Lionel's had some luck during this game. But Ian's positional play, it should be the best part of his game. It hasn't
Not
been
on
good
point.
enough.
It's not on point, is it?
No, and Lionel's been able to get into every hoop. There hasn't been one hoop that Ian's played to and run it straight
Yeah.
away. So
But
he's
there
having
has
to...
been both of them have suddenly gone further away from time to time, but I think Lionel's come back
Yeah.
in better, hasn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. And that was nice, isn't it? Because that's
Yeah, certainly a 5 or 6 yarder
yeah.
to move this black now.
I mean, it's well within his range, isn't it? We'll find out. He likes.
And my problem with that shot, Pat, is that even if it hits black,
Yeah.
black can still run the hoop.
Yeah. But what I thought there is when he saw the shot, it almost like didn't work. It looked. It went, his
It's
last
jabby.
the jab looked off.
Yeah. It's just not the right shot to play. You have to be clearing black to the boundary
Yeah,
there.
good.
And 5-0. Yeah, hopefully, Ian and myself lost a doubles game in the plate,
Yeah,
having been 9-3 up.
yeah,
And hopefully people are starting to understand how that was possible.
yeah. I have to be nice to Ian because last night he shut up one of the sheds of the huts for us. So it was,
Oh, right.
I was waving at him and he was waving at me, and I was basically trying to save my legs from walking around to shut. Because he's staying in Lawnside, which is our accommodation down
Yeah,
the bottom.
down by Lawn 1, 2 nice holiday lets.
Yeah. We got 3 there, yeah.
3 is it?
3,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, when I first came here, I would say about 1987,
Yeah.
I remember, I think I played Nigel Aspinall here, and on Lawn 1.
Right.
And those holiday lets were then the changing rooms.
They were indeed.
But
Historic, even.
Yeah.
They were quite old.
But I think it's a good decision. You've commercialised them, and you've now got an income stream.
Yeah.
And it's a really important method of keeping the club healthy, isn't it?
It is, but we have mixed sort of occupancy in the sense of sometimes it's croquet players
Absolutely.
and sometimes it's general holiday players
Yep.
who then say, well, what's that? So
Yep.
it's actually a double win in
Yeah.
that sense. Yeah.
And lots of tournaments for people who are listening in. Budleigh holds lots of tournaments. They're not all elite. You hold a week tournament with
Yeah.
handicap events and
Yeah,
class
we do,
events
yeah.
and AC and GC and lovely place to come on holiday down by the beach. So nice part of the world, this.
Absolutely, that's why I live here. So it's quite nice. I'm spoilt. The dog likes it too.
That's got the block, so that's a good shot.
Yes.
And Lionel will move that. Just a
Yes.
gentle clearance. Preferably on the right.
Oh, now that was a bit of good foot. Now, we haven't seen those hoops doing that, really, have we?
That's a sign that the hoop isn't set properly. An Atkins hoop won't let a ball through that you hit in the middle like that. So day 5 old hoops, they need firming up more.
Yeah. They were reset this morning, but you're saying firming up a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can use sphagnum moss. Sphagnum moss is quite a good thing.
They were doing that yesterday.
So, is this 6-0 now?
It is 6-0.
This is close to a bagel, and we should mention Stephen Mulliner, who had a double bagel against Alfonso Ayuso yesterday, and that's
I like
a very
the technical
rare
term.
score.
Is that breakfast back time?
So,
really?
two 7-0s.
Oh, right. There's a few of them around on the croquet schools in some of the games. Some people talk about them, some people don't talk about them. Depends whether you're on the receiving end, I suppose.
Yeah.
There was one game the person lost 6-7, and he said it was really close, and then it came round and we lost 7-0.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad yellow, is it?
It's not a good red, though. He's tried to squeeze between black and yellow.
Oh, right.
Which, he was on a decent line to do it. And it's a very sensible shot, because yellow's beautifully in position.
Was.
And if he'd have got the block...
Yeah. I mean, because it looked good, when we first looked at it, it looked like it was tighter in, but the minute we saw the angle of the shot just then, you could see it was, what, foot out?
Yeah.
So this is just patience now, is it?
From Lionel's point of view, he needs to try and avoid Ian getting short, straight hoops.
Right.
Because Ian's trying to play for 2 hoops every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Lionel just needs to... He's happy to give him a 3-yard go. He can have as many 3-yard goes as he wants, because he's not very likely to.
He went to nudge him there, did he not?
I think he tried the half ball yellowing off.
Oh, really?
It's the sort of shot Lionel's quite good at.
Yeah.
So again, tries to get the block, fails again.
Yeah, but he's blocked the hoop, I think. On that
Well, we thought that last time. But,
well, that's very true.
Let's see. Yeah,
it's
okay.
was okay.
Back in again.
And blue's down here, isn't it, somewhere?
Constantly
Blue's in the boundary somewhere.
Yeah, constantly trying to get tight position. He's got...
That's a nice yellow.
Good yellow,
it?
very good yellow. Black can't see it.
Blue might be able to, mightn't it? No. Oh, yes, I think it can.
Yeah, blue's got all of yellow if it wants it.
Yeah.
I tend to play in here. I'd say I'm happy for red to run it. Don't need to shoot at this. 6-0 up.
That sort of makes sense, doesn't it?
If
It's giving up the 3-footer you were saying,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It's 3-all. We're shooting at that every day. But 6-0, you just need to be a bit more cautious.
So he's obviously confident he can run that, so it must be a bit further out than we think.
Lionel should take jumping position here, but ideally in a position where black can still get to hoop 8.
Okay. That's neither.
No, it's in the drawers though, so Ian's going to have to jump this now. And black can get down to hoop 8, I think, so it's not very good.
Why didn't he take the peg off?
He was never going to get that high.
Oh, right, so he knew what he... Oh, right. So.
One of the reasons the pegs, people still take pegs off, there are 2 reasons. First of all, if they're on the side of a hoop, then they might affect the shot. But lots of people are used to the game 5 or 6 years ago before the rule changed, where the rule was if you hit a clip, the shot was a fault.
Yeah.
Well, we had one of the really strong Egyptian ladies. I think it was a quarter-final of the Women's Worlds, and she played this magnificent jump shot through hoop 12 to win the match.
Okay.
Not knowing the rule
about the
clip, and she lost the match in the end. And it was one of the most horrific things to do. And we'd been saying for years what a stupid rule this was about it not counting if it hit the clip. Why?
But it is an outside agency, isn't it?
It's pointless. It doesn't. You're not being helped by hitting the clip. So now, 5 years ago, they went and changed the rule, and we're now back to where we should have been to start with.
Yeah. But if you hit it, all this on the rules, it's outside agency stuff. Isn't that a problem?
It's not a major issue.
But if it changed the angle of the ball,
it's not going to help you.
I know.
It's not like you're putting the clips, halfway down the hoop and funneling them into the hoop.
Peter Dowd just commented and said there's only one Lionel Tibble. It does sound like the beginning of a song. Really.
It does. So Lionel's one of our players who probably plays close to 200 games a year.
Yeah.
Big supporter of the golf croquet circuit. Ian going for a very, very difficult shot here. Jawsing from outside the corner angle. Near wire, and it flicks across.
Clear red?
I think he's jumping.
Oh, right. Oh, well, he can't see, can he?
Yeah, that's it.
Well
7-0.
done. That's very good. Well, thank you very much indeed, Chris. That was a game that you predicted it was going to be tight in terms of
closeness to the hoop. Lots of interesting tactical scenarios.
And a bit of yo-yoing, a bit of give and take on some of there. But that one sort of was most of the time comfortable.
I think if you look back at the game, Ian was probably winning 3 of the hoops.
Yeah.
And losing 7-0 is just not good.
Yeah. Well, yes, I can imagine. We won't go and talk to him.
So it'll probably be a while now before we get another game on this lawn, won't it?
Yes, I think so. We just have to wait because everybody's out and about. So did we want to just have a look at where we are on the blocks? Can we just pop up the croquet scores so they can tick a tape across? So we can just comment on that. So, I mean, it'd be useful just if we could see the summary, please. No, we can't see the summary. Okay, well, we can comment off the summary on when what we'll show on here is those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I get I've got my laptop here, so just bear with me a second, Chris, and then we can...
Starting with Block A, Reggie's got this pegged down match against Callum Johnson. Okay, we'll try and change the format so it's not flicking over.
Yeah, so Block A, and if we go... Do you want to see the summary?
Yeah.
Yep. So we are looking at the summary version of this. So that's showing the...
So Reg isn't in as bad a position as it looks because he's got this match against Callum Johnson, which is 1-1. So he might get back to 5, and that might give him a chance of winning the block. But at the moment, Toby and Callum both have an advantage over him on net games. So Reg is quite possibly going to come 3rd in Block A. So that's going to give someone who's a runner-up in a block a pretty tough first-round match.
They'll look forward to that, won't they?
Down the bottom, it's really fascinating who's going to get the 4th place. So the simple thing is that if Inigo can beat Callum, Inigo will qualify.
Okay.
If Callum beats Inigo, then the winner of Tim and Stu will get a playoff against Inigo.
Yeah.
And Ralph can join that playoff if he manages to create the upset and beat Toby, which I don't think he will. So that's sort of quite an interesting position and quite likely to have a playoff if Inigo can't beat Callum. If we move on to Block B.
Yeah, sorry, I was just giving a message to our viewers while we're doing this. We're multitasking.
So Ewan in a strong position here. We should mention Mark Hutley, who I think had a heart problem and has had to go to hospital or to the doctor to get that checked up. So Mark withdrew. So Aston, whilst it looks like Aston's on 5, the same as Ewan, he isn't actually. Aston's finished because he's played all his matches.
All that he can play.
Yeah, Ewan's actually in full control and Ewan is almost guaranteed to win the block. Aston probably in 2nd place, I think that's guaranteed. Richard in 3rd place. And then, again, quite an interesting position. If we assume Stephen loses to Ewan, it's going to be Guy potentially, he's now finished by the look of it. So he can't get there. So the winner of Simon and Mohammed
will get a playoff with Stephen.
Okay, great. That'll be interesting. Should we go to C? Should we go to block C? Is it moving over yet? Are you moving to C?
Now this was the one I mentioned earlier. So we've just had the Lionel Ian match. So Lionel's now through.
Yeah.
Tick in box. Lionel's
As is Jenny.
through.
As is Jenny.
As is Jenny. So they're both guaranteed to be through. If we're going to make an assumption, we're going to assume for the time being that Jamie beats Louise. Now it's not 100%, but if he does, he'll get 5 matches as well.
Yeah.
And that will mean that Ian Burridge will get a playoff between the winner of Sam Cuthbert and Dom Arvold.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So that'll be another playoff in that block.
That'll be a contrast of styles, won't it? There.
Certainly if Sam is playing Ian, that'll be completely different.
Yeah.
So quite an interesting block, but almost guaranteed a playoff.
Should we have a look at block D now?
Block D.
Has block D come up yet?
Yeah. Jack's done the business here.
Ever so slightly. Yeah.
Very strong performance. He's almost certain to win the block. Stephen's certain to come second.
Yes.
And then we're really, really wide open. Gary's had a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
And this match against Steve, whichever one wins that, qualifies.
Steve Leonard, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steve Leonard, Gary Phipps, the winner of that match, qualifies. Then we're down to this Matteo Stephen Mulliner match. If Matteo wins that, he qualifies. But obviously Stephen will be strong favourite to win, which will leave Matteo on 3. And then Chris Roberts, if he beats Tim Jolliffe, who hasn't won a match yet, will get to 3 as well.
Okay.
And then they'll have a 3-way playoff, so it'll be the loser of Gary and Steve.
Okay.
Matteo and Chris Roberts will have a 3-way playoff for 1 place.
Looking good, isn't it?
Which is potentially a 3 more games.
Absolutely.
So it could be a late start to the knockout.
That's what we were predicting, I think. I think we were predicting that yesterday, weren't we?
Anyway,
a sense. Thank you very
thanks
much.
for your time,
You'll pop back in later on?
We'll see what goes on.
I mean, you were saying that there was a couple of games you wouldn't mind, or a couple of the players wouldn't mind joining me on.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously what's happening is the players are quite keen now to come in and express themselves, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Really?
And it's really good to hear from the players because they've got the
absolutely.
knowledge of how the hoops are behaving, are the lawns quickening up, and that sort of thing. So it's good to hear from them.
And you and the other night was talking about percentage, and I heard you slip a percentage comment in on one of your shots. You said, "Oh, that's a 2%," but you and Toby were talking percentages like that's 75, 43. So it's quite. It's a different perspective. It's not one I would think of. So we do value that from them and from you. So we look forward to seeing you a bit later on.
Okay, thanks very much.
Cheers. Just shout if you feel you're being neglected by us. Appreciate your help, Chris. Right, thank you very much, everybody. As you gathered, we are now without a game on Lawn 7. We'll have a look around offline to see what's happening, maybe try and bring you some updates on interim scores. In the meantime, thank you very much. Keep an eye out, and we'll let you know as soon as we're up and running. Thank you. Bye-bye. Right. Well, hello everybody. Good morning. We're back. We found a game. Hey, you recognise this one? This is the completion of the round 3 Block A game between Callum Johnson and Reg. As you may or may not recall, they are evenly poised after one game, and they were unable to complete it the other night. It was a tense game, but we're underway now, and it is. Reg is on primaries and Callum's on secondaries, so he's laid in a very nice black right in front of the hoop. So Callum's going to take a look at this, and then if you've been looking at the croquet scores, you'll see that, as Chris Clark earlier was saying, Reg would really want to win this, otherwise he's going to be relatively low down in the seeds for the knockout stage. We'll talk about that more in a minute. So Callum's just had a go at blue particularly, and it has missed. I mean, he had no choice really, did he? Didn't he? He had to go for that. So that's underway at the moment. And Reg is strolling and taking his time to see the angles, as well as now going to get the yellow ball so that he can see where it's come off. So that's nice. Here we go. And that's right. So it looks like the Snuggle Master has arrived. Callum won't like that because there is a gap, as you can see. You can see the light between it even from this camera angle. So not a touching ball. But he's going to try and work out whether he can get any angle on that at all that would disturb black and or mitigate the good position of black. So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to use blue to disturb. So this would be an excellent shot, and he did that. And how about that? That was unfortunate, wasn't it? He achieved his objective. Unfortunately, he replaced it with an even better positioned ball. So that will make it very interesting. But it's good to see people showing you how to look at and take angles. So here it looks like Rich will be just going up and taking a position. I think blue isn't perfect, I would think would be the honest answer on that in terms of the hoop. I mean, it's sitting slightly offset. I think yellow has a chance of clearing it, but it's equally got a chance of clearing it, and it'll come out and be 3 or 4 feet. Depends on the force and how he hits it, so let's prove me wrong. And he got the upright slightly behind, which is why nothing happened in terms of the blue, but it was a really good attempt. But, so that's good. So Reg is just taking a look at what he's going to do about that. He's now asked for the referee, not the video ref, a referee. So we've got a different referee at the moment. It's David Wise from Australia. So another member. He's sort of first reserve for the tournament, and he's sort of still around. He's showing willing. He played in the doubles the other day, so he's quite keen to be here. He's now making a full contribution to the day. Thank you. I hope you're happy now, Dwayne. We're back and up and running. It's just me that's commentating at the moment. Might be joined by others. Depends how quickly we race through these games. So, and that was a clean shot. So it's always nice to see. So I was just having a look at the on croquet scores about the results, just so that we can actually see what's going on. see where we are on the grid rounds. So I haven't seen the results that both Reg and Callum have had from their current game, the previous game that they've just completed. If someone could let me know what that is, that would be quite helpful, just so that it's give you a complete picture. Slightly, because these are two high quality players, it makes a commentator's job very easy, doesn't it? I just sit back and let our camera operators take over and show you great play. It's always encouraging. There we go. So he overran that, so he's not happy, is he? So we're all into big clearances at the moment. Those of you who are watching the previous game when Chris Clark was commentating, there's different styles of these players. So Callum's a forceful hitter. I haven't really seen Reg play that other than the game the other night, and he's got the full repertoire, hasn't he? Callum's going for position, going across to hoop 2. Yellow's okay, but not a great position. It's got a good clearance position. Makes it difficult for where blue's going to go in due course. So here's Reg looking carefully to consider what his options are. Right, okay. So we are having a bit of movement, as you can see from the clubhouse. Players are coming back, games are completing, but as I say, we want to get this one out of the way, which frees up a lot of stuff from moving forward. It's important because it also is going to be significant in terms of the respective positions, seedings for the block. There's lots of speculation and discussion going on amongst the players outside the door here about where they are in each of the in their respective blocks and who's going forward, etc. Those of you who've been looking at the summary on croquet scores of each of the positions, you can see how tight it is, and indeed Chris Clark ran through it earlier for us. We'll do it again later on if you like, after this game, maybe take stock. Thank you, Dwayne, for coming in and helping me with my commentary and the live chat. It's always helpful, particularly if I miss seeing the shot. Thank you. I know that wasn't the case, but yeah. So Reg is slightly under pressure here, isn't he? I mean, he's looking clear yellow, but also he probably, in an ideal world, he wants to hold its position without blocking. Oh, he's going. I'm not sure what he's doing now. Oh, that's why he was hesitating and looking at it. That was I think a stonking shot would be the way to describe that. I was wondering why he was taking so long looking at it. He was clearly seeing the angles. Must be great, mustn't it, to be able to see those angles in that way and then execute it. That's probably the key, isn't it? Still a long way to go on this, so they'll be feeling it quite tensely, because it does influence and shape the game. So that's a calculated risk, isn't it, to put it there, put the blue ball there. So we now see nice colour in this light, isn't it? You can see clearly what's going. Can we move on? So, right. I'm not sure what he was going in for there. So. It'd be nice to see what he's aiming at, please. Thank you. That's perfect. So that looked. I thought he would be going for yellow. That's all about technique, isn't it? Oh. Well, it might make him onside, but he won't be happy with that. And here's Callum, you know. This is a better angle. It shows you he has to take this shot. The other angle made it look like blue was nearer. There you go. That's how you hit through these quadway hoops. We talked about how unforgiving they are. Well, beat them up. That's the way to do it. Because it's no wonder, is it, that the hoops become looser. In fact, their characteristic is that they tend to rise with the hits that they're getting from the players. So it's 1-0 to Reg Bamford. Going across, laying up. That's quite close in, but it's stopped. I thought that was. Didn't we all think that was going to run on? That's actually quite a good position. It's forcing Callum into taking it on. He's looking at whether he can do it with both. Black will have a part to play in this in the next shot, but it'll all depend what happens here. And you can see the breeze behind. Thank you, Chris, for providing us some information. Yes, Court 7 used to be a tennis court. So it has slightly different characteristics because of the depth of between what was on the previous tennis court. But it's probably one of our, well, it is a true lawn most of the time. Not much movement on it in terms of deviation. Now what are they looking at? They're looking at checking precisely where it had gone off and presumably any relief or whatever they needed. So they're having a nice little chat. So Red will have missed. And here we go. He's just going in for a nice layout. It looks a bit square. Well, it's a nice banter there. That was a pretty impressive clearance, wasn't it? Nearly took our alert cameraman out. Put the centre peg out, hasn't it? Oh, centre marker. Nice shot. So then, well, we know what Callum's planning to do next. You can see him planning it, but here comes Reg coming in with his shot, which will be, he might put it in as a block. Then again, he may choose to. No, he's just asked for the secondary ball post to be moved. And he's going inside, and he's not. Oh, it moved there, didn't it? Oh, now it's interesting. That gives Callum's really. So Callum is looking to properly clear both, or perhaps he's taken a view that the black is hampered. Yes, he's taken the view that black is hampered, and he was just trying to complicate things. It's not a touching ball, so that's going to make it quite interesting. So Reg is looking at all the angles, what he's going to do. He's no sign of the referee being called, so they're obviously happy with it. So I suspect he'll just move away a little. That's it, nice and clean. And he's put that in to try and protect the blue, to complicate things. So this could be a... And he took the black out, which is why it was put there by red. So well done, that was a nice move, wasn't it? And we have seen some of the players being able to clear both balls, both hitting it in the centre and knocking it onto the centre of the next ball. It's really good, but I think there it was a big ask, really. And he'll be looking down, Reg, to get as far down as possible as he can, so I suspect it'll be a nice smooth shot. Be interesting to see what force he uses. It's all about technique. That was nice and smooth, wasn't it? May have gone a bit too far. Well, it only just went past, but it's still... It raced on, didn't it? But he'll be happy with that. And so that's... It's 2-1. And that's coming down, and that's looking very nice. But of course that's... Ooh, but I would imagine... that the ball on the south boundary has a clear shot at that, so we can expect that to be moved, I think. To answer Chris Williams' question, I suspect they are quite old, our Dawsons, and yes, the secondaries are less worn for obvious reasons. Chris Roberts very kindly put a secondary into the hedge briars on lawn 10 the other day, by the way. As I said last night, anyone who wants to come and walk through nettles and briars, that'd be helpful. Right, so this is interesting, isn't it? Because that, giving blue limited choice but to go for red, isn't it? Yeah. Can we see the shot? That's the shot I'd like to see, please. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Well, I suppose that's not as bad as it could have been in terms of move. Everything's, well, back to reset, isn't it? It wasn't his plan, obviously, but I think you take it. But here, like all the players are really good at this, they just reset, put the balls back in. Yellow's handily placed, isn't it, so it can do stuff. So this must be... right, this looks like he's going for one of the balls. We'll find out which ball he's going for because I can't see from that angle. Thank you. So that looks like to be red to me, but hope your eyesight is better than mine, guys. I'll have to zoom in, maybe. No, it's hoop. Now, I can't see that from this sort of distance, so we need to get some zooming in, please. Because I can't pick up what he's doing. Right, well, he'll be happy with that. Commentator isn't, because he didn't spot it. I thought he was going for the red. I don't know why I thought that. So we're back to what Chris Clark was saying, that the stronger players really do take it on from a longer distance, don't they? And with a degree of force. So Cam's thinking, where's the best place to put this? Oh, Reggie's thinking the best place to put the ball so that I can have a shot without it being moved away, but also to leave, if need be, yellow open. Yes, a bit of depth. Yeah, it's straight on, but that's okay. So Khan's going to come in and put in a good position close in, which is... I think he would have preferred that to be much further in, perhaps onto the blue hoop line. But that would have made sense, wouldn't it? But who are we? We're just commentators. Can we have a zoomed out view, please? Thank you. And then Reggie's just coming in, laying up. So he's taken the view that he's got control of the red from now, I think, if need be, or control of what's happening. Red. So this is like chess, isn't it? They're just manoeuvring around to make sure that they're all in good position. Cam's taking the peg out of the way. Oh, Reg, rather. Take the peg out of the way. But I suspect this is another go at the hoop, you know. And it wasn't. He come quickly into his stride, into his swing, and he's so smooth, isn't he? That's through and past. He won't worry about that being down on the far boundary. He definitely wanted that hoop. So that makes it 3-2 to Reg as we go through. That needs to stop, which it has done. I suspect yellow might just be able to see that. Can we see that from any angle? Anything from above? Okay, thank you. So he might be able to come down as we're facing it on the right hand side of hoop 5 and take out, but alternatively he might go for position. Although that looks, or is he going to go straight through the hoop? It's interesting. No, he's got a shot at it. That was very close, wasn't it? It just goes to show you, no matter where we set the cameras, we'll always have a challenging angle to commentate on. So everything apart from black's over the place. So blue will be coming in to not protect it, but to make sure he's got 2 balls on. And it's nice to see that weight. So red's down on the boundary as well, as you remember. Dwayne's just commented on great hoop. I know that was a couple of hoops ago, but I mean all of them are good. Right, they're very good players, aren't they? And it's a joy to watch. So I think we're going to. I think he can see black. Wow. Well, that messed things up, didn't it? But that still leaves... You can see that red is straight into a shot, isn't he? I mean, it came out relatively well in his favour, considering what it could have done. But that's the second time we've seen this scatter type of a shot. But anyway, here we go. Time for a hoop. Makes it look easy. That was a great hoop as well, Dwayne. So 4-2, and where are we going? Yes, so yellow's been laid up nicely, slightly wired from blue. Blue's just going to come in and roll up, presumably behind it, I would imagine. No, we're going to hit it. Yeah, well, if you heard good shot, Red, that was you in shouting out. So it's nice to see the spectators and friends and enemies all chatting and exchanging goodwill, acknowledging good shots. What's happening there? Thank you. So that was a nice layup from Red there. See what Reg is planning to do. We saw him mark the spot. Let's see where it goes. It looks roughly where he marked it, didn't he? So that's good. So yellow is coming in from that side, and blue's got a pretty good shot at getting red, presumably, from that angle, but we shall see where this goes. He's definitely going for black, I think. The other day he was just knocking these everywhere, wasn't he? There we are. That was a nice weight. He decided not to be too strong. Now, can we see what Bridge is doing from the... There, thank you. So again, he's taking on the hoop. Nothing wrong with the boundary shot, if you've got good technique. But he was slightly thinking that, well, Red can do it. He knows Callum can do it, but you can see the sun's come out now and how much brighter it's become. Quite warm out there, I have to tell you, as well. Yeah, that's nice. But he's not happy with that because it will have gone too far. If we could see where it's gone. Yeah. So that's 4-3. That's a rather nice shot, isn't it? Look at that. Callum can see it in a straight line. It's probably got a double target there, so you might just go for it. We shall see if I've got that right. Oh, isn't that a beautiful shot? There's Reg over on the boundary, west boundary. Coming in a nice weighted play. He'll be pleased with that. I mean, he's hoping he's wired, isn't he? That he's at least protected. He's probably wired from the yellow, but not from obviously the red. So he's taken a percentage view. Yeah, so he's having a look at that yellow. That's not ideal, that shot. It's short. I know why he's done it, but it does give Reg the chance to reset. Just put a ball in the danger spot. And Chris was saying about this earlier, Chris Clark was saying about getting the ball in tight, not to put the player under pressure, as well as sometimes going out. So you're not going to be immediately attacked. So here, this might be another Callum special of taking 2 balls out. We shall see. Yeah, they're directly. They're there to be hit. So that worked, didn't it? The black did its job very effectively, and that was coming back to reinforce Chris Clark's point about if you get in tight, it helps. Nice angle. You can just actually see how you stalk ball, get your swing right, get your feet right, and take your time. Juggle the toes. And no hesitancy there, was there? That was always going to go through. Beautifully clean. That was a really good example of seeing what you should do in terms of stalking, aiming, swinging and running. There we go. Do we need to see any more games? I wonder after that hoop. And it was well worked as well. So this is putting a bit of pressure now on, with Callum putting that ball there. It's just going to make it more awkward for Reg to put it in a safe place. So he's thought it through. I didn't want to second guess that. That does look like a nice deep position, which gives him a chance, well, a degree of control. Red's cajores it, of course, from there. So I'm not familiar with Reg's jumping distances, but I'm assuming, given that he's rather an experienced player, you might hear me smiling at that. It's well within his range. I'm not sure that was what Callum wanted to do, really. Unclear what that was doing. See, those 2 balls have all speeded up, so it's very interesting. Well, the blue's over there to protect to take the yellow line, I think. That's all I can assume. Again, it's another example of a nice swing. Oh, I think you could argue a bit more force might have done it. Maybe aim slightly to the other hoop. But I think the grass took it, I think, there. So Reg is back to a nice swish. I think it's a nice camera angle on this one, isn't it? Look at that. Right, well, we've predicted very badly, haven't we, for both shots? But anyway, can we see it from another angle? Please, thank you. Yeah, I think that made sense. Couldn't afford to leave it there. Now this will be a masterclass in how you position the ball because you can see that red is slightly to the left and is in a good defensive position, but equally yellow and blue are going to squabble, so he's going, yellow and black, so he's just going to come up, go fairly deep, so red's going to have to try and sort that out. That made sense. I don't think he'd be terribly happy that he's gone, that the blue ball's there. I think he would have preferred his ball to be there and the black ball down to where, or the red ball down, the blue ball down where he is now. So this is going to be a stun shot clearance, I should imagine. Yeah, look at that, nicely laid on. He kept the line as well because he didn't want to be sitting out there too far to be just immediately cleared either by the red or the yellow in due course. So yellow's got to come back, and that's looking to be a bit. That's more. That's sort of neither in one or the other. Right, money's on the hoop shot, I think. Yeah. Dwayne just commented about how the importance of hoop 8 being less important than hoop 9, being critical. But having got hoop 8 and had a good run through, which you could just see, that's not too bad actually. I mean, I know it's gone past and we don't like that in an ideal world. And Callum has come up with an absolutely stonking shot, hasn't he? That was really good. Wired from blue, so that does put pressure on. And that's quite a clever shot, really. Just far enough back to be a danger. And Callum's just coming in to lay up, but actually that's raced on. Now that was a surprise because I didn't think that had that weight on it at all. I thought it was going to be 3 or 4 foot back, but not to be. But if you put it there deliberately, it means that blue can't come out from the hoop, because red can take black, as you can see. Red can take the hoop, or but if blue comes out, yellow will get it, in which case red will automatically do it. So slightly in favour of Callum here, despite what looks like a good position on black. Then I'm only a club player. So we're learning from all of this, aren't we, together? And of course Dwayne's helping with the masterclass, thank you. Interesting to see players are just happy to take their time. Just think it's very... So he's decided to manage the risk by coming out there. He's accepting that red might go for it. But yellow, he's worried about yellow. That's clearly the problem. And he's happy because yellow's actually not in a good place to get across to the next hoop, is it? And if you look at it, because we'll be going up the middle to that hoop 9. So let's have a look at this. That's a lovely shot, isn't it? So here's a masterclass coming up in control, because Reg will have been here many a time before, protecting a 6-4 lead going into hoop 10. Yellow, as I half suspect is it blocked? Or Or has it got a shot? He may... No, he hasn't got a shot, you see. It's just, that's a lovely shot, isn't it? But it's left it open. Yeah, from one side it looked great, and the other side is, oh dear. Now, Reggie's swing isn't wonderful if he's trying to deal with the red. I know he's all right if he wants to do something about the red, but he's ignoring the red. He's just going for position. If he's trying to protect that black, I think, or will he move the yellow? That's the question. Right, so he's calculated in his mind that yellow won't easily run. I'm sure I agree with that. Right, here we go. I'm not going to say a word. It's a lovely shot, wasn't it? That was a pressure shot, if you ever had one. Lovely clean hit, distance, everything he wanted, and you didn't disturb yellow. What more do you want in a shot? And Callum's decided he's going to look at the game next door. That shows you how stressed he is, I think. You don't know. This looks like halfway to me. I don't know what you guys think. That's very interesting, isn't it? And it's halfway and no, and he may be even offside for the golden hoop, for hoop 13. Yeah, that's rather nice. That's slightly in the way of blue, I think. So this is where you see it's quite critical what happens here. Oh, yes, no, yes. Now this is where the experienced players would have thought this one through, seen it many times. Blue is a bit wide, which is unfortunate, isn't it? Because that's the shot that Reggie's got to take. He's going to try and stop it there, I imagine. Hold black there, and run it with the blue. I can only think that that's the way he's planning to the blue is definitely runnable, as you can see. So this becomes a very big and critical shot. With the yellow. Now, oh, that was unlucky, wasn't it? That nearly did the hampering. Let's go quiet. Quiet time. Yes, that's a lovely hoop, isn't it? That was a lovely hoop. That was all measured. That was a real challenging game. I think Reg probably had it in terms of better positioning and possibly more consistency on the hoop running. It was good to see. Nice to see them making hands. I'm sure they're going to be playing again as the the rounds go forward. But that is it for the time being. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you. Thank you, Joanne. I hope you're more than my one viewer, but appreciate all your inputs there. It's quite useful to be nudged. Well, that's some of the shots are nudges, but to be nudged in the right direction and kept on my toes. I hope we're giving you a good service in terms of our commentary, and I'll be joined by some of the players a bit later on as we move forward. Thanks once again. We're going to turn off and run up croquet scores if we can, so that you can see what's going on as much as we can keep you up to date. Take care. Have a good time. Thank you.